Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another latest with Nick C here. And of course, yes, I will have to go straight to my YouTube channel here to change a few little things here. I don't know if anything is updated since I last came on here, so of course, yeah, I don't know if I'm still on air here. We had a little bit of an internet issue earlier when we was watching the football in particular, but I think it's okay at this moment of time. So yeah, let's go to creator. Is it creator? No, that's the wrong one, isn't it? So yeah, manage videos. Then of course I've got an idea. Um, so yeah. So basically, there you go. There we go. Indeed. And it's not Friday the 27th of September, by the way. We're going to change that slightly. But, well, we'll start with Monday. The 30th, beg your pardon, of September 2024. So we'll save that and update that for you out there. So a big massive hello to you. It should now be live, and of course if it's not showing up, I don't know why. It should be coming up on the screen. It's very strange that nothing is coming up on the screen right now this minute here. It's very odd. It is public, so I don't quite know why it's not showing up, but yeah, maybe I need to come out of the app and sort this all out. Right, okay. By the looks of things, so yeah, I can actually hear myself here, and of course there should be a chat going up on the screen here. I can start a poll if I want to. So of course, right, okay. Yeah, Right, I'm doing a poll right this minute here, so bear with me on this one. Right, okay, here comes the poll here, and you'll see this in a minute. Okay, but I'll be doing another poll later on. Hello to you, and I can see your comment just come up here. No, I haven't received any message from what you just said a minute ago. I can't say too much, but you know exactly what I mean and what I am referring to. Of course, yes, I've got a different sort of background to my live stream here. I will be hiding in the chat, of course, for the remainder for a little bit on the actual channel. So I won't be, well, I will be live, but not live. So I'm going to kind of like trick people. Yeah, trick people is the word. So yeah, yeah, that'll be coming up very soon. So yeah, I've just received your comment there saying boo, and boo to you. There you go. Of course, did I put the poll up? The poll should be up, and I haven't seen it up on the screen. Oh, goodness me. Don't know what's going on. But of course, yeah, I'll sort it out eventually, like I usually do. I'm not blessed. Well, put it this way, I'm not really over that pleased with Saints tonight in the game between Bournemouth and Southampton. I've seen the game. Of course, the second half was better. We should have just used the pointer system there in the second half, where we beat Bournemouth in the second half. But we know these days, at any time of football, it only counts in 90 minutes. We seem to lose overall. But of course, that is the case. We, of course, got a unfortunate draw against Ipswich, which they snatched an equalised goal at the end, and of course the referee giving at least about 7 minutes added on, which was a huge disappointment. That's the football. We need to get rid of our Russell Martin manager, which is actually supposed to be English. But some people say he's British, but I don't know if that is the scenario. Of course, yeah, I would say this now, that I would say that to be honest with you, that of course some people will say he's Scottish and some people will say he's not Scottish. But yeah, absolutely. Come and say hello in the chat, like, of course, moderator, family and friends. I knew you'd come and see me in the chat here. And very, very shortly, we will go to a video which, of course, will be very, very entertaining for some people. And you can actually get interactive at the back of these videos. So, yeah. First of all, you're going to see an interview between James O'Brien on LBC Radio and a caller from Portsmouth, which is another of Southampton's arrival. But, of course, this arrival from Portsmouth, I don't know whether he was a performer of some kind, but he was trying to advertise his gigs, whatever those gigs were. I don't know. But, of course, he seemed to have a go at the presenter. And I will tell you my verdict of that after the video has gone up. So take a look at this, if you would. Not that, but this. Hello everybody, it's Nick C here with the latest with Nick C live. And you can also join us, what is written on the screen here for you in full bold writing. And it is... first of all, following us on TikTok and subscribing free of charge on YouTube, which is affiliated with Touring With Us. Make sure you subscribe to that. And also, of course, follow us on Twitter, which is now called X. And, of course, Touring With Us is the one on Twitter that you need to find. And the same with Instagram, which is Touring With Us as well. Let's go with some fantastic showage that we've got lined up for you today. Come and join us with a bit of fun, get interactive on the comment section.
Shake it, shake it, shake it to the melody. Shake it.
stand
the
by.
melody.
Absolutely. So, yeah, do stand by for some content that you'll get nowhere else. It is going to be the latest with Nick C, like we do on TikTok, but, of course, a slightly different way. That's the only difference, okay? So, remember where you heard this. Of course, you've got 5 seconds rolling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Latest with Nick C, starting soon. Absolutely. Take your seats, relax, get your ears open, get your watching face towards your screens. So there you go. Don't you dare go anywhere. Stay with the one you're on right now. Oh, hello. I'm back here in one foul sweep here. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon here. Absolutely brilliant. So it's great to be here live and in living colour here from this date, which is the 30th of September 2024, and it is a Monday, so happy Monday to you out there if you are watching live, but happy any Monday if you're watching on a Monday. If you're watching any other day, happy that day. So yes, first of all, before I go ahead with the other bits of the show here, I would like to talk you through, of course, what happened yesterday with the latest with Nick C on TikTok. Basically what happened is that, of course, we got a 1-day ban. First time it was actually banned for 1 day, it was due to a music theme that apparently was reproduced and, you know, produced by someone else that actually done the same copy. But of course, I'm quite certain it was my own original music. So far, YouTube hasn't detected it as someone else's track, but of course TikTok has, for whatever reason. I've got no other reason other to say that it was my own music that I produced in 2015, courtesy of EJ. So yesterday's one, which was the date of Sunday the 29th of September 2024, different scenario. It was saying that we showed dangerous material. Well, I can't see anything dangerous about filming something which is a view from a front seat of a bus heading towards, you know, from Haverhill to Cambridge. I find that really outrageous, and let us know what your thoughts about that. Do you think it was a harsh thing to actually ban, you know, little small things, when they actually don't seem to ban the crime, the real crime out there that is being going on with the riots and things like that, without saying anything whatsoever? But, you know, I find it very strange that, of course, we don't have a say in it. Even if you appeal for it, you may not win, and your likely chance on TikTok, you're not going to win anyway. I've had that scenario where I've not won several occasions. And also, I've noticed that people have had music in the background, playing music. How do they get around it? I don't know. Maybe they've got a license or something like that. And speaking about that kind of thing, there is a platform on Mixcloud which enables you, I know it doesn't have, you know, super chats or coins like they do on TikTok, but I would like to stress that, of course, it is copyright free. I don't know if there is an award that people can give for those people who are on that sort of platform of Mixcloud, and they send the royalties for every song that is played, pretty much, to the relative artists. So you don't need to even, apparently, according to an email that I received recently, you don't need to actually sign up to have a license from Ofcom. You can come or become independent. So yeah, it's a platform that you actually pay £9 a month. We may do that at some point with a series of shows, and then we can cancel any time we like as well. So, of course, you can do a series of shows, and you don't have to be constant all the time. And you can do a series of platform of shows, and just have content for people to enjoy each time, and do it independently as well, which is quite cool as well. But anyway, I've got something to show you right now, and of course it is nothing to do with a clock, which apparently is not up on the screen right now. I don't know where it's gone to. I don't know. But yeah, there's something I really want to show you here, and of course it's got a little bit of an artwork to it that we sort of, kind of changed a little bit. But like I say, this is something which is incredible. I'm surprised that Dan Wootton Outspoken hasn't actually showed it on his channel, but I think it's horrific from the presenter, and I think, in my opinion, that this guy on the phone was absolutely right. So let's have a watch of this, okay? Hang on. Got to have the right bit.
Colin from Portsmouth is on the line.
Well, what have we here? Two British heavyweight titans meeting for the first time. Colin from Portsmouth and James O'Brien. Listen, I've been forced to listen to your pathetic woke nonsense, and let me tell you this, you make me sick. You are the epitome of the lefty, liberal, goo-pudding, ramekin-hoarding, metropolitan elite. Sitting in your little ivory chair, speaking over brave, right-leaning callers, so they're not allowed to tell the nation why Brexit was such a good idea. Crushing listeners' arguments, using their own logic against them. It's disgusting. You are what is wrong with this country. I bet you don't even care that the National Trust is becoming a Sharia kingdom that forces its poor, unsuspecting customers to have scones without any dairy products in. You might as well take your middle name out, yeah? Replace the O with Ules. James Ules Bryan. Because that is how much of an enemy you are to this country. I bet you're on a secret WhatsApp group with Carol Vorderman and Gary Bloody Lineker, aren't you? Plotting with Keir Starmer to get into the House of Lords and make it law to buy your book. Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? If we had to pay a licence to watch the BBC and to read your book, you're now the king of radio just because every single caller to your show since 2016 is too frightened to give you one positive of leaving the EU in case they're locked up for free speech. Well, I hope you're happy, because you are destroying this once great country from the inside. Anyway, James, I've had a lovely time. Thank you so much for having me on. Love to the family.
Love to the family, Colin. I heard you're on tour at the moment. Are there any tickets still available?
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? If you could come and ruin my tour at Leicester Square Theatre on 2nd of October and elsewhere around the country until October the 12th, I'm not having it. Not having it. But yeah, tickets are available on socomedy.co.uk.
Well, what do you make of that? Well, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Absolutely. People like James O'Brien make you sick in all aspects, don't they? But anyway, we won't go into details with that. He was just literally laughing at it as if, of course, he didn't care what he said, and of course, he's got no words to actually describe the disgust that he has put everyone through. But anyway, of course, I don't really know the guy, but of course I just hear lots of bad rumours about him, but he comes across as quite sort of fierce in that interview as a presenter. I prefer presenters that are so calm and relaxed, and he doesn't deserve a radio spot, in my opinion. But of course, yeah, I think a lot of people probably would agree. Give us a thumbs up for that if you do actually agree. You could be watching from Twitter, as in X there. But yeah, for those watching on the Dan Wootton page, a massive hello to you as well, the Dan Wootton Outspoken Club, which of course I've been a member of for quite some time here, which is actually free of charge to be a member on his club. And of course, good on the moderators as well, and they have actually subscribed to us, which is brilliant. So the more the merrier. I know I've been flooding a lot of stuff privately to Dan Wootton, and there is a good reason for this, because I'm so cheesed off with everything that has been going on lately, especially with the Labour Party. But of course, I'm not going to go into depth with it, but what I would say is that it's not a happy time for some people out there. But I'm trying to be as happy, but there seems to be obstacles in the way that are affecting us, you know, in some way or another. But, you know, how do you be happy? You know, it's very difficult in this day and age. And you've got so many people brainwashing people, especially my family members have been brainwashed, in my opinion. I'm not going to mention any names. You know, they have not really understood what has been going on and the bigger picture. Unfortunately, that is the sad case of the MSM, which is the mainstream media. But yeah, of course, we will continue with, you know, trying to keep people happy, and that is what we are trying to aim for on our community channel. That's what we do for our channel, and that's what we are striving forward to do, if that's the right terminology to use. If you, of course, like any of our content, please do send us some feedback by using the email touringwithusteam@gmail.com. Okay, so for this next segment, I haven't got a script in front of me right now, so of course I thought I'd do a little bit of a segment here, and I thought I'd just play you some videos here. I started off with one I thought was actually hilarious from that Portsmouth guy. You know, it made me laugh and cringe, but it was just chilling that he did not respond very well at James O'Brien. But we're not going to go on and talk too much deeper into it. But what we are going to do, because I sound like a robot as I speak there. But anyway, of course, what I would do is talk something serious now. Now, this is the video that we actually took before the actual takedown, and some of which of the video that we took, of course, is courtesy of Family and Friends YouTube channel, which has a standalone YouTube channel. That name could change in the future. I don't know if it's going to stay forever, because that name seems to swap and change from time to time. But it is Family and Friends currently here in 2024, especially in September. And basically there's a mixture of video content from that channel, and obviously from my channel of Touring With Us, which is what I am founder and, well, I wouldn't say chairman, I'm just founder of the group. It sounds a better name than chairman, doesn't it? Or actually, I don't want to sound on the woke side, you know. It's yeah, I could call myself chairman if you like, but of course, yeah, some people like to take away that sort of chairman on it, and of course they call it chairperson, because the wokes like to change it, the narrative of things. So yeah, it's got a mixture of Touring With Us content in it about the knife crime which took place at Strasbourg Square, and according to the BBC it happened on the 9th of January 2023, and it was a 16-year-old boy that got stabbed 12 multiple times in the body as a whole, and it was over an argument of a you know, jealous guy who actually done the murder, and he hasn't been named for whatever reason. I don't know why, because of his young age of 17. It happened at Strasbourg Square in Haverhill in Suffolk. Haverhill is a lovely, unique town and very much a rarity of that kind of crime, and we shouldn't tolerate it anywhere in this world right this minute. So, of course, the Knife Angel is what the event was called, and some of the video that we're going to show you was part of the actual event evening, and some of which was before the actual main event took place. But of course, we've got some footage here, so yeah, we did a live coverage on the day as well, and yeah, some really cool pictures of what we took even before the main event took place. Please do have a watch of this and stand back and enjoy.
Colin from Portsmouth is on.
No, that's the one. So we've got Shake It to the Melody in the background.
Shake it to the melody. Shake it, shake it, shake it to the melody. Shake it to the melody. Shake it to the melody.
This is the first look at the video that we pieced together. We will be putting this up in full with background music, probably not this one in the background because it's of course a bit more livelier than the actual kind of Knife Angel feeling that we actually went across. So we want to put something a little bit more suited, if we can, to the actual Knife Angel himself. That's the Strasbourg Market Table and the angles of the Knife Angel.
Thank you again, and it's wonderful to see so many of you out here again. And today is an opportunity to celebrate, and in particular to celebrate the creativity that we've seen in response to the Knife Angel's visit. And that might be in music, as we've just heard, it might be in poetry, it might be in art, it might be in all sorts of ways, but creativity is a response to what we make of our relationships with each other and with the world. In my language, creativity is an act of God. It's the work of the Holy Spirit within us. Creativity enables us to be so much more than we might otherwise be. It's the way that we make those relationships. It's the way that we change the world. And that is why it is so wonderful that we've seen such a creative response to the Knife Angel. Because the danger is that instead our response is destructive, is violent, breaks those relationships down. So let that creativity well up inside each and every one of us. Take a look at the angel and the hearts that people have tied to the railings around them. Over 1,000 hearts on those railings, each one of those an act of creativity. Maybe a word, maybe a circle, a drawing, an X, just a mark, which shows that someone has engaged with the Knife Angel, something has stirred within them, and something has provoked that response to be a better version of themselves. Let that be the Knife Angel's legacy within each of us, to be creative in whatever way seems most appropriate to us. And let us celebrate that in each other. Be thankful for it and promote it. Let that be the Knife Angel's legacy, and let that be our commitment to each other. To be creative, to be better, and to desire more. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Max. Before we close the ceremony, a few thank yous. I'd like to acknowledge the varied and incredible community groups and organisations who have thrown their wholehearted support behind the Knife Angel project. Your efforts have brought about impactful awareness-raising activities. A special thanks must also go to our local schools who embrace the Knife Angel as a powerful tool for education. I'd also like to express the Council's gratitude to St Mary's Church for hosting workshops and creating a safe space for reflection. Your support has played a key role in the success of this initiative. Of course, I must thank Town Council officers too for making the Knife Angel visit a reality, particularly Sarah Marsh, who has led on the logistics and coordinated the many events and engagement with community groups and organisations. Thank you everybody for coming tonight and for all the support you have shown throughout September. Thank you all for making this project a success and for showing what is possible when a community comes together. If you would like to light a candle in remembrance or in support of the message we've gathered to share, please form a queue alongside the Drabbit Smog. And while you do so, Essex Underground will play a selection of Harley's favourite songs.
Oh. Wow.
Finally, a particular and heartfelt thank you must go to Darryl Barfield, Claire Summerly and the Barfield family.
Okay, who actually did it then? Right, okay. Why have I got an echoed feedback here? I don't know. Perhaps I will put the monitor off. Oh, that's better. Yeah, otherwise, I'll get a sort of ticking off for actually sounding very, very echoed. That's because I've got the sound of my own voice and, of course, the sound that is coming out of your speakers there. That was very, very, very nice there. I don't know who done the footage there. Of course, we all know who it was, family and friends, and touring with us. So a bit of course, both there, which is touring with us versus family and friends. Perhaps we'll do a football match between each other, 1-to-1 basis or something like that. But yeah, so yeah, family and friends says, otherwise known or also known as Panda. I videoed it and you clipped it. Well, actually, I did put it all together, but there is a better edited version. I put the wrong one out, but it doesn't matter. It's just a taster of what you can expect to see, and I did a better version of the edit there. I had to tweak some bits, and I put it in the latest with Nick C folder, which is what I've got on my laptop. So yeah, can anyone guess what this is? Have I given it away already? Can anyone guess what this one is? Yeah. If you think it's a coffee, right? Okay, which coffee was it? Ooh, I might give you a multiple choice on that if people get stuck with answers. I think someone's blowing their nose really badly in the studio here.
It's conjuring.
So if you do want to send some support, you can use the GoFundMe, which is the link on the about section. Okay, and don't lean on me. Oh dear. What was going on there? You getting like Keir Starmer there, getting too close to me. But no, yeah, apparently I've heard rumours about Keir Starmer, even though he's actually married at the moment. But yeah, I don't know where you got the idea that he might be backing for the opposite sex.
I don't know.
Where did you hear that rumour?
No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
But you told me that.
Okay, Nightbot's in the chat here. Feel free to like and share and subscribe. Absolutely. So we've got an answer already for the coffee. Family and Friends says latte.
Who's family and friends?
Family and Friends, I know who exactly that is. That's Panda and Sheep, of course. You know that, Julian.
Why does she keep changing her names?
I don't know. She was already Family and Friends for a long time, Julian. I don't know where you came from.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Nightbot is written automatically by myself, so yeah, who writes this malarkey? Oh, it's me. So yeah, I wrote all that, by the way. It's not Nightbot actually, but there you go. Latte cup of coffee. We'll find out very shortly what the answer of that is. Okay.
Headliners.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Headliners.
yeah, there's two ways.
The last story.
Two ways to send a donation, okay? We could call it a donation or support, or whatever you like to call it. There's PayPal. If you have a PayPal account, you can send £1 or £1.50, whatever it is, okay? For the price of this cup of coffee, which doesn't cost you a lot, really. Hopefully it pushes it to our subscribers if you do support the channel and spread the word and keep those likes going as well. More people that like the videos or the broadcast that we do, the better it is. And I thought I'd use a different background. It's almost like Sky Sports News, isn't it? Or Sly Sports News, whatever you like to call it.
What do you think about stamps going up?
What do I think about your whisper in my ear?
Yeah, it's called Chinese Whisper.
Chinese whispers. Okay, he's asked me a question to ask the audience here. What do people here think of the price of stamps going up in the world? Do you think it's a good thing or do you think it's a bad thing? Let us know in the comments. No whispering, says.
It's called a whispering gallery.
Do you know what? I can actually play another video here. I could do a lot more than I can do on TikTok. I've only got until midnight, something like that. I think it's not far off till I get back on Ladies with Nick C on TikTok. I'm going to mix it about here. Mix the shows about. Julian, you're interrupting. Wait until I speak to you. Right, I'm going to mix it about with Ladies with Nick C and, of course, the Touring with Us on TikTok and, of course, Touring with Us on the main channel of YouTube. We do want to push this channel up as high as possible and get it to the ranks as high as possible. If it is possible, or if it's possible. I'm trying to get the right words. I'm getting muddled up a little bit. But no, if we can get it to the highest possible, that would be great. And we can enjoy it at that moment of time. It's not about the fame. Although, of course, we appreciate the fame. But, of course, yeah, we do, appreciate the photographs if people come up to us and as long as you are just sensible and don't take my cap off for whatever reason and run off with it, because you'll wear out your shoes if you actually run off for miles. And most importantly, there's nowhere to run to either. So excuse me, I don't do separate. I speak together.
It's a joke.
Okay, Julian wants to jump in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'm not talking over anyone here. So, Julian,
What?
say what you wanted to say, because you were just sort of jumping over me.
I can't remember now. Have you got any headlines?
Speak and have a giggle. Absolutely. You, Julian, speak together. Let him join in. Yeah, I am going to let him. I'm going to always bring him in after I've finished spoken. The presenter always has the last say, because he is
next.
he is in charge of the show. If you watch Dan Wootton, he makes the decisions. You don't say to Dan Wootton, let the others speak, but he does the talking first, and then the presenters. If you watch what he does, the interview guests that come on two different screens, on different locations, and probably on Zoom somewhere, and I don't know if they get paid for doing it or going on there. You're going to have to sort of Google on that to find out if they get paid for going on there. But I think they're established people. But anyway, the point is that, of course, he would do his talking, and then he lets his guests that come on, as an interview, he brings them in, and then he brings one in, and then the other. So they all have each other's turns, like he did on GB News, if you remember rightly. And there is versions of Dan Wootton on GB News that we've got somewhere on YouTube that we can play at a later stage, especially the fact that the moment that he got chucked off air. But of course there is a segment on that on Google somewhere, according to, of course, is it the Financial Times or something like that? Some sort of newspaper that made a little bit of a small headline. But of course, Dan Wootton is doing his outspoken show every Monday to Friday, right? Okay, from 5 o'clock till 6 on YouTube. Then he goes on to Substack, which you have to pay a £5 monthly fee to be a guest on a one-to-one basis with Dan Wootton himself. And yeah, he basically wants to start up his own independent channel, very similar to what we're doing, but in a different sort of way. Anyway, enough about Dan Wootton for now. Of course, sounds better as your brothers talk together, does it? Really? It sounds more like an echo. Julian, what did you want to say? Where are you?
I'm here.
He is here. He's hiding. He's hiding in the other part of the studio.
Any stories?
He's gone to another room, starting to fall asleep, and started snoring.
Oh dear. Well, snoring with the weather.
Absolutely.
Any headliners or any stories?
I'm not going to play that again, so that's out of the question.
Any stories?
Let's remove that. Sorry, we've gone blank a bit there. I'm going to put another video in just a moment. You know,
Headliners.
some of them I'm just going to put together and put on there. Latest with Nick C followed. What can I put on there that, of course, isn't going to be so bad? Okay, I might actually put a bit of Jim Davison on. Right, so there we go. I might have actually put that on. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Davison.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends and never ends. It never ends. I've got to get these teeth sorted out. They're worse than Johnny Depp's. Have you seen Johnny Depp? He's got a new set of railings. I don't know if he went to my place. They called me up the other day and say, how are the railings getting on? Can you come back and we'll give him a service? I've got to go back. They're going to have a look, sort of bang a few in. How is your bite? Okay, it's all right. I ate a banana today and it sounded like a fucking castanet solo going on. But anyway, that's not the point. Anyway, good old Johnny Depp. What else has been in the news? Ustream, your subscriptions are really starting to make a difference. We've commissioned some new programs now. I need another 200 of you to sign up today, please. This is how we are going up, up, up. We can make some programs if we have your money. If not, it has to be my money and I ain't got any left. You know where it went. I won't go into details. But please go to ustream.com and sign up. Sign up. Get a subscription. You get 7 days free. You can have a little flick through. We're all there. Me, Jeffro, Freddie Starr, Chubby Brown. Or you can go to the shop and get our new mugs. I think these mugs are quite good. Here's one. And here's the T-shirt. I don't know who that is in the T-shirt, but... I don't think Johnny Depp's got anything to worry about, even with his old teeth. Right, let's talk about old people. Keir Starmer, right, did you see him? Prime Minister's Question Time is back on the television. In fact, I think it's because the guys are back in the House of Commons now after they have longer off than headmasters and teachers, don't they, for the summer? I saw Nigel Farage looking out the window saying, it's not a bad view, is it, eh? Well, good for him. Get in there, Nigel, and rip them to pieces. Let's hope, and I really do hope, that Nigel and his team join forces with the Conservatives and reshape the party into what it should be in these times. A real good opposition to this piss-poor Prime Minister. He's not a bad guy, really, but he's just a communist. He's just a lefty lightweight. Did you see him? What a shit performance. He kept calling Rishi Sunak Prime Minister. He did that 3 times. He was asked time and time again by Rishi, who's not Prime Minister, no, why the government had made the decision to fuck over the pensioners by taking away their winter fuel allowance and instead pay highly paid train drivers even more. He couldn't answer the question. Why do train drivers get so much money and they still want more? And they're going to get more from Keir Starmer because they're a union and he likes all them. It's all about the people. I'm Mao Zedong, really, not Keir Starmer. Anyway, train drivers don't even steer the train, do they? I've often wondered what they do. They just sit there to make sure it stops. Do they do brakes? They've got to look out the window where it says 8 carriage stop. That's it. It's like having a Hornby train set, isn't it? You go like that with the funny thing. Do you still do that? And you slow down at the bends in case it falls over and your goods van and all the rest of it, your freight train, they were the ones that went first and the cat would run off with your fucking guards box. Anyway, Keir, do you know what he says every time people say to him, why are you doing this? Oh, we're left with a 22 billion black hole. He's used this line more often than he's told us his dad was a fucking toolmaker, what a thing. It's been 8 weeks they're in, eh? 8 weeks. And that, what have they, I can't understand it. They can find billions and billions for public sector pay rises, right? Funding migrant hotels, right? And the ridiculous net zero. What the fuck? Yes. And what about this? Overseas climate aid. They're sending money to India because it's too hot for the Indians. Yeah, you heard it right. Overseas climate aid. And remember, right, these MPs, right, are cancelling the winter fuel allowance off of pensioners earning £13,000 a year but get us taxpayers to pay for the MPs' energy bills on their second homes. It's not good, is it? You can see all them funny people at the back, the Labour backbenchers, they don't support it. It's political suicide to them. And whose decision was it to screw over the pensioners? Why are they still going ahead with it? I mean, I don't need it. I never knew I got it. Do I get it? I suppose I do. I'm a pensioner, old age pensioner. Fucking awful. I used to be the young comic, now I'm an old age pensioner. No, I suppose it'd come in handy, pay for a few logs, wouldn't it? Anyway, I want you all to do me a favour here on YouTube. If you're a fan, do this for me. Or if you're a Ustream member, do this. I went on Twitter the other day and had a look. Jesus, I get a slagging on there. So I started to answer back. I started to do a James Blunt, you know, do funny answers. But it just makes them worse. These nutcases. If I gave them £1 million each, they'd still hate my guts. People saying I work with him, he's horrible. No, they fucking haven't. I've never met him in my life. So let's have a fight back army. Okay, you get on X, as it's now called, and stick up for old Jimbo. That's it. And I'll let you have some of my logs that I buy out of my winter fuel allowance. Let's have some more political news on here before we go over to the wonderful Ustream.
Right, okay, that's about enough of that before, of course, some people are saying, of course, that we are going a bit too far. But, of course, it is after the watershed, so, yeah, for anyone that is offended with that, it is Jim Davison, and that is his style, okay? We are not like that on our channel at all, but we do speak our minds, okay? Just to make that absolutely clear. Right, okay, I believe somebody is on the channel watching us right this minute, by the name of Luke. Hello to you, and very, very good evening to you all, wherever you are watching, because, he needs to subscribe to us. I will double check after this show if, of course, he has been blocked by the system. Of course, YouTube is a bit funny sometimes. But, of course, he should be able to do it unless he sets up a new account and subscribes to us. He will be able to, of course, come back on the channel. So, yeah, I believe that, of course, you can set up another channel and subscribe to us and come back onto the channel. Everybody else has managed to comment so far, which is great. We do appreciate that, and a thumbs up to everyone that does tune in at any time. So, yeah, Nightbot is in the chat. I don't think, of course, personally, I have blocked Luke. No, I think it's the system that might have done. I will double check when this stream finishes tonight. And, of course, we are 12:30 in the morning here. I won't stay up for too long here because I've got to do other stuff behind the scenes, which I can't really show. I'm not allowed to show for obvious reasons, you know. You can't even take a pill and eat it and swallow it on air or anything like that. No, you can't do that these days, and especially if you wanted paracetamol, that kind of thing. Even on TikTok, it's got a certain amount of rules on there which you actually can't do more than what we do here. So yeah, what other video can I play before we go? Let's have a look. So we've already played the Jim Davison. I'll remove that, but it does go on a longer sort of than that, but it's only a brief view of Jim Davison. If you want to see more, go over to his Ustream. We're doing him a favour by giving him free advertisement, but if he wants to sponsor us, by all means, anyone can come along with a sponsor here to sponsor us for a cheap rate. We will ask anyone to sponsor touring with us for a cheap rate of £5 maybe a month or something like that. Very easy for at least a couple of months or so. and very cheap as well for the price of a cup of coffee, around about that in some places. But yeah, let me see what other video I can do before we go. Perhaps I'll do a mega mix. Perhaps I'll do that. Put that on for you guys to really, really cheer you up. And they are all my tunes, by the way, just to let you all know. I'll be putting that on in just a little bit. So yeah, let's have a look. Yes, I will. He will subscribe. Perhaps he should come back on another channel that he can make up, and then he can then come and say hello in the chat. He's probably going to go off to bed very shortly, but yeah, absolutely, more the merrier. Of course, we've got nearly 900 subscribers, which is fantastic. Really means a lot to us. But of course, before we go, we will go through the mega mix, which is you will like, and some tunes you won't like, and it's all part of the package we call Latest with Nick C. And don't forget, we are on TikTok. I have someone from the burger stall in Haverhill to be able to get a copy of these kind of books here, which look very similar to these. This is very much an old one here, Word for Today, written by Bob and Debbie Gass. It's UCB, United Christian Broadcasters, basically a volunteer-run radio station based in Stoke-on-Trent. If you feel lonely in a crowd, even one that preaches love and has a greet your neighbour moment in every service, if kept 10% of those who came through our church doors will be in constant growth mode. You say, well, the Bible teaches that if a man would have friends, he must show himself to be friendly. True, but people bring with them the wounds of their past, the struggles of their present, and the unspoken anxieties of the future. What they want to know is, will you love me as I am, even if I don't fit your mould and change as quickly as you'd like me to? Or likely to. Often our rigid structure keeps that from happening. Pastor, if your greatest concern on Monday is how many people did we have in church yesterday, check your heart. You may be concerned with your own image than meeting people's needs. Jesus told his disciples, I have called you friends. Many people are shy, distrusting, or hurting. Our mandate is to make friends out of them, not just bench warmers and financial contributors. The scripture says, bear one another's burdens, because a burden shared is a burden lightened. Many of those who come to church aren't looking for profound answers. They just want to feel cared for. When that happens, they open up to God's love and miracles take place. Interesting. Try again. We should be back. Right, okay. For those people, of course, had an issue with our freezing of our pictures, I might have to read that segment again. I do apologise about